I'm Fiona Palmer, and this is my town, Pingaring. This is my house, and this is my family. It's my husband Daryl, my daughter Mackenzie, and my son Blake. This is my mum and dad, and these are my animals. In Pingaring, we like things on a bigger scale. This is my backyard, and these are the sheds. We have a golf course, tennis courts, general store, school, railway line, post office, lake, a pub, and a very big rock. This is a very remote but beautiful part of Australia. Let me show you why it inspires me to write my books and why I love being here. I guess I have an emotional attachment to Pingaring, growing up here and having such a great childhood that I did. It's just something magical, I guess, about living out in the bush, and for me it's all about I guess the community, the support you have there, knowing everyone and the freedom of space. I was 17 when I met Daryl, and it was just the next step was to stay here, which I was very happy to do.
Wait, look at that, look at that.
Like my parents, getting married young and having kids, and growing up, I wanted that for myself as well. Oh, this is just the rock up behind our house, and as kids, you know, we used to camp in the cave here, and our parents used to come up here when they were young as well, and the kids love it, climbing all the rocks and going through all the holes, so it's good to bring them up here and let them do what I used to do. Back at my old school, very tiny. We had our little library in here. It was great growing up in such a small school. You know, everyone knew everyone. You all had to get along and tolerate each other and your differences. Now that it's sort of closed down, it's just was used for the toy library and just play group, but there's just no more little kids around anymore. You know, I left school and did have plans of, you know, moving away and doing certain things, but at the time I was racing speedway, and it was just easy to find work around home, and then I could race with Dad and keep my mechanic nice and handy. This is how we drive cars in my backyard.
Taught her everything she knows.
I guess working at the shop 2 days a week keeps me busy. It's great to get out, and shifting chemicals is always fun on the little forklift. It's a bit temperamental, you've got to know how to start her. Do the post office, we do manage the post office. We have the grocery side of things, ordering in, and it's a great job, you know, it's always lots of different things to do, and catch up with the locals, and gets me out of the house so I'm not stuck to the computer all the time writing, and don't like sort of being a homebody too much. Tuesday afternoon, I've got the mail run. 2-hour round trip, and it's very important people get their mail. I do a lot of my story thinking while I'm driving. You know, it's half an hour to the nearest town, so that half an hour I'll be sort of lost in thought. And you have to sort of keep an eye out for the odd kangaroo, and the rest of the time I can be thinking of my next plot. we are. It's the last delivery for the day. Hopefully they'll be along shortly before it gets too hot. I'm off to ride. I sort of began writing this story and idea down because it was something I wanted to read, you know, a bit of bush and a bit of romance, and I feel it's very important to have these books out there. Myself, you know, I wasn't a big reader as a kid, so setting out, writing a book, you know, based in the bush, and it's easy to read. And I think that's why it's getting a lot of great success out here in the bush, because a lot of people who aren't readers are picking it up and reading it, and it's great to hear that, you know, even from the older generation to the really younger teenagers are reading it. You know, we're too small to have our own football or cricket or hockey, but we do have a wonderful golf club, and you know, that goes off in winter. It's a great place for people just to go out for a drink and a feed and catch up with everyone. A few years back we went through a drought, which was pretty hard on everyone. Then we come out of the drought and we get a flood, so which is, you know, rips a few fences away and whatnot, but out of that, you know, we got the lake filled up, and it's great for the community having the lake there. Everyone gets together and goes for a ski. Even if you're not into skiing, you can swim or just chat and go for boat rides. And I think it's been 8 years since it was full. Get out there, you learn to ski, and it dries up and you forget about skiing for a while until it fills up again. No, I don't think I'll ever move to the city. I'm sort of too happy here. I love the freedom, and the city's not that far away, you know, 3.5 hours, and I'm in Perth, and I can do all the stuff I want to do in the city, but then I get to come home and be back out in the bush, so in a way I've sort of got the best of both worlds. Just a very tiny dot in a very big country.